Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to the Engine Builder Show. Our topic for today is how to make your cold email stand out so you can generate more sales. Again, we appreciate you all for tuning in and enjoy the show. Uh oh. Good morning, everybody.
There was always a ton to learn. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for taking time to tune in, and I hope your week's going well as we're going live here. And depending on when you get to watch this, it is March 22nd, so we're heading into the end of the first quarter here, which is always exciting because I feel like every year I've been in business, there's the first quarter, I always make a bunch of changes, invest in the company and the team, and then it sets the tone for the rest of the year. And it's definitely been the same case this year, where my team and I have really been looking at how are we going to continue to grow and scale the company, and how are we going to focus in on some one specific niche in particular. So I'm excited to share more of that in the future. So stay tuned, because I'm considering, I haven't decided actually, but I'm considering documenting the whole journey of taking our company from being almost $2 million a year right now to up to 10, 30, 50, and $100 million, and simply by focusing on one niche. So I may document and share all that because I think it'd be interesting. But with that being said, what we're going to talk about today is how to really make your cold email effective and stand out, and help you generate more sales. And I have been doing cold email for, let me think here, 14, 15 years, long time. A while ago, I used to keep track of how many cold emails I've sent, but I've sent tens of millions of cold emails over the years. And it's definitely can be a really effective way of generating business and getting new opportunities. And years ago, like when I started, there weren't the technology just wasn't as sophisticated. And so it was easier, to be honest, just to send, blast messages out. And you could be really aggressive. And there were days back then where I would send out, 3,000 to 5,000 emails a day. And just on one campaign, and we got a really high response rate. But because of the fact that people were really careless in what they sent out before, and they just spammed people, and they really didn't take time to do what we're going to talk about today so that your cold email is effective, email box providers ended up just putting heavier and heavier spam filters. And there's plenty of messaging that goes out now when people are inexperienced in cold email that never even makes it to the spam box. It just doesn't even, it gets blocked at the email providers, network level. And that's, if you're sloppy and you send mass mail like that, it's not going to work when you're sending to people that you've never talked to before. And honestly, as I look back at all the years where I've done cold email, even early on when I was just learning, and I was doing more of a mass, blast approach there, it wasn't really as effective as what I'm going to share with you today. And so with cold email, your goal is consistency over time. That's the first thing, is to be really consistent and persistent in sending out, messaging and following up. It doesn't have to be a high volume of email, though, because I have plenty of campaigns that we've run for clients, plenty of campaigns I've run myself, where I'm sending, 50 messages a day, which is not a real high number, and getting, 3 to 5 responses per day of interested people. And so in order to make that happen, the first thing that you want to do is really do your research. When you buy or scrape a list of contacts, the first thing you want to do is actually open up that spreadsheet and start to look at every single website for, the person in there. Look at their information, figure out who they are and what they offer. And that's going to allow you to do the second thing that's really key with cold email, to customize your message. So simple way to think about it is if you download or scrape a data list of name, email, and website, then you want to add another column that says, services offered or products offered or something, and write in a short description that you can then use in your mail merge in the message that you're sending out, so that when your new prospect receives the email, they're getting a completely unique email. There's a couple of reasons for that. One is because if you send the same email out to multiple people, you'll either get your account shut down, depending what platform you're using, if you send too aggressively, because it's just all the same messaging sending out, which looks like that to the AI inside of your email provider's platform. It often looks like your email got hacked because you're sending a replica of the same message over and over. So you don't want that. And the second thing is people can tell when you have copied and pasted a message to them. Our words and the message that we send and the tone of what we send has so much power and energy behind it that it's really important to be intentional about what you're sending each individual person. And so that's why when I build that spreadsheet, I'll put in like services that they offer, where they're located. Like I'll customize that spreadsheet, and I'll spend anywhere between 3 to 10 minutes per record putting in custom information and understanding what that person is all about. Because when I reach out to them, I want them to understand that I actually did invest time to get to know them, and I want to make a connection. It is about the relationship, and this is the first touch point. So step one is do your research and make sure you really append your data list, your contact list with lots of useful custom information. Then the second thing is customize each message. So in your mail merge, you can set this up automatically if you really make that spreadsheet really clean, and kind of the phraseology of the messaging and the notes you write in the spreadsheet can be imported into a mail merge. Or you can simply have a template that you then paste in and customize as you're looking at that spreadsheet, so it really is unique. And if I'm sending a message to Jethro, it's going to say, hey, Jethro, I see that you have this business where you provide custom artwork, and I thought that was really cool. I specifically liked this piece that you did. I'm going to write something really custom that is actually about Jethro. And when I customize each message, it's going to make it so that when it is opened, it's read and it's paid attention to. The third thing to pay attention to is just make sure your messaging is really conversational. Make it the same way that you would email a colleague or a friend or an existing client or partner, and do it in your own voice and style. Because if it's overly professional, or if it's just kind of rote and canned messaging, then again, people can feel that and sense that, and they're just going to ignore it. The other thing to pay attention to and test is, what subject line is going to get people to open the email, and then what message in the email, is going to get them to engage and respond. And ideally, you want to get to the point where people will just reply back to you and show that they're interested. Rarely these days do I see asking somebody to click a link and do something inside the email work, because they don't know you yet. They don't trust you, and to ask them to click out and visit something, may feel scary to them, or they just aren't going to take the time. It's an action that you're actually going to take. It's a lot easier to say, just reply back with yes if you'd like to learn more, and make it so simple for them to reply back that they're able to engage, and then you're able to start the conversation. And so with cold email, I've done millions of dollars of business from cold email, and it's really, really effective because it's a great first touch point. It is completely in compliance with CAN-SPAM laws. If you actually go read those laws and understand them, and obviously get legal input as you need to, because I am not an attorney and can't give you legal advice, but I have for years been in full compliance and done really well on that front. So don't let anybody out there telling you, you can't do that, or it's against regulation. That's not true. And in my experience, but again, you'll need to check that out yourself, but it can be done really effectively. It is something that can really grow your business and help you, generate a lot of results and success. And so first thing is, just as a reminder, is make sure you do your research, actually get to know each contact on that list before you reach out. Second thing is make sure that the message is customized to the individual that you're emailing, and make sure that your messaging is conversational. And then the third thing is be persistent, be consistent, just keep at it over time, and make sure that you follow up, with each contact you reach out to. It's not going to be something that do. It's not going to be something where you send one message and get results. It's ultimately going to be something where you're going to have to consistently follow up. And as far as being scalable, Randy, it is definitely scalable. You just have to build out a system that scales. So you have individual team members focused on a certain outreach quota per day. And, we've scaled up to where, for clients in our own projects where have gotten back to sending thousands of emails per day, but it's with multiple email accounts. It's with spending time on the data list, really customizing them. And you definitely can get a lot of results, and you can definitely scale it. I have a friend who I believe sends around, 20 to 25,000 cold emails a day, really effectively. But it's not all blasted from one account. It's not spray and pray. It's exactly the process we just talked about here, where you go through and really customize that messaging. So it definitely can be done, but there's a process, to go through. And where we help our clients is we do have some campaigns where we're able to do your cold email on your behalf. So that's an option that we have. Another thing that we offer is helping our clients write the messaging and test the subject lines and consult on their technology setup. So if you do need help with cold email, it's a very sustainable, very effective method that's been working for well over a decade and will continue to work when done correctly. And so if you need help with that, reach out and we'd be glad to help you. You can comment down below, message me, or go to businessmarketingengine.com and we can talk more about that. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you on tomorrow's show.